Wow. Do we have a lot to talk about? And I want to approach this, I guess, from two different ways. One is I thought there was a good question out there as it pertains to the Lions. And even though only one side of it was really presented in the piece that I read in the paper, I think the debate is a worthwhile one. It's a worthy one. And it was by Carlos Monterez in the paper. And it was this issue of, okay, Lions are 2-0. They beat the Giants. They beat the Cards. And this becomes this natural fan debate of, all right, well, was last night more about the Lions being a legitimate contender in the NFC or more about the Giants being one of the 5 or 6 worst teams in football? And I mean, look, on surface, I think you'll immediately go to one side. But if you start to think about this a little bit, you really gotta dedicate some time to it. I think it's a big leap to say that the Lions are a big-time contender after 2 weeks. I mean, last night was a weird game. You only produced 257 yards of offense. You know, it was an odd football game. But yet, you were on the road against a Giant team that didn't play like it, but certainly had their back against the wall. So you're forced to look at it and go, okay, do I believe my football team is really this good, or do I believe the team on the other side of the field is really just that bad? I mean, look, as a game last night, I can't take a whole lot out of it. I mean, obviously, you know who I was rooting for. I know my team's not any good now. Now that's clear. They've shown that to me. I don't think it's fair to say the Lions aren't good, though. I don't think it's fair to somehow be dismissive of it. I think you can take the progress they've made. You see they're 2-0. Only the second time in Stafford's career. Last time was 2011. You went 10-6. I think if you can start 2-0, beating 2 conference teams that were perceived wild card teams, Cardinals, Giants, yeah, you're well on your way to the playoffs. I mean, that it's really hard to do it. So for the people that are going to call in and go, Giants are bad, I don't believe in the Lions, remember something. Look around the league. Who's actually looked good both games? Not New England. Not Dallas. Not Green Bay. Not Seattle. You know, who are these teams that have come out, gotten to 2-0, and look good? There's not a lot of them. It's hard to do. And your team, for better or for worse, they've done it. I mean, obviously, I do a show in Detroit. I'm not going to, I would love to sit here and lament my own team, but I'm not in New York. I mean, I could do 4 hours ripping my franchise apart. I mean, last night was a complete waste of time. Time, energy, money, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was a boondoggle. It was absolutely ridiculous. The Giants' performance was ridiculous. And if you're going to take the side that you believe the Giants are just simply a bad football team, well, you'd have ammunition. Eli Manning with an unforced error, an interception. You got Ingram scoring his first career TD and then grabbing his crotch, penalty. Follow that up by kicking the ball out of bounds. You got the Giants with a delay of game on a 4th and 2. You got the Giants dropping a 30-yard pass that would have put them in range. Then a play after, boom, punt return. I mean, the Giants' mistakes are their own. Before the Lions had to go out and do anything. And I thought the Lions did what a lot of people wanted them to do, commit to the run. And when you commit to the run, it's going to be ugly. You know, Abdullah's numbers have the 34-yard carry in there. Outside of that, didn't look great, but it was functional. I thought they gave the ball to Riddick a few too many times, but that's quibbling. I mean, 9 carries, probably a little much for me with Theo Riddick, but whatever. But overall, look, you have gone out, you know, and Caldwell said something very poignant. And it was last December when the Giants beat you 17-6. And he had regarded how big the Giants were and how tough they were and how they had dudes along the line of scrimmage. Okay, paraphrasing. And last night, I think he said it off the microphone because we couldn't get audio of it. But last night, Caldwell said, hey, well, this time we got some pretty big dudes now. We got some pretty big guys now. Paraphrasing again. And it's the truth. Bob Quinn went out. And after you saw what happened against the Giants last year, I think after you saw the way your season ended, where you were beaten at the line of scrimmage, you go out, you draft, you add through free agency, and the Lions now are starting to win the line of scrimmage. So I ask you the question, and I don't know how I feel about it. I've spent all morning thinking about it from the time I sent my show sheet to Sully and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking of live from the Newark airport. But it's truly a matter of, okay, was last night about this Lions team having a signature moment, the start of a special season, that they are truly a contender in the NFC? And when I say contender, guys, we're talking about winning a division, hosting a playoff game, or at a minimum, winning a playoff game. Getting yourself to divisional weekend at a minimum. Or is it about the New York Football Giants being broken? And they're just an awful football team. 248-539-9797. Your ticket text 97136. We're going to have a very special guest join us. TJ Lang at 5. He'll be in studio. We'll also have a very special guest as Angry Lion Fan will be brought out of mothballs. He'll join us again.
Hey, Valenti, how does Caldwell's taste?
Okay, that's inappropriate. Listen. All right. Okay. Angry Lion Fan will join us today. It's unsavory.
Hey, stupid. The only thing worse than this terrible radio show is your piece of garbage football team.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's fair. Fair comment. But he will join us today because I know there are a lot of I will tell you, a lot of angry Lion fans last night in that stadium. Very bizarre behavior. I'm not making a blanket statement. I know there are plenty of good Lions fans. A lot of weird Lion fans. Getting in fights with Giant fans and stuff, really silly. Maybe that's just NFL fan in general, but that's bizarre to me. You fly to New York, you win a game, and here to and again, I'm speaking. I'm watching people getting into it. I'm going, what are you doing? Oh, thank you, Angry Lion Fan. 248-539-9797. So we got a lot to do. Get Sully's thoughts, Hatchett's thoughts, and again. I'm going to work my way through this debate. I know the Lions are a good football team. Okay, that's not what this is about now. Now the Lions have shown they're good. I said it to you last week. You heard it in the open. And I deserve all the hell you can throw at me for believing in my team. I look like an idiot. I can't believe how bad my team played. The point is, you are good. That's not the debate. It's whether you're great. And if you just believe the Lions are good, then you got to opt for choice B. Man, the Giants blow. But take me through your thought process. I think last night, I know Stafford downplayed it. That's his style. It's his MO. I thought last night was a bit of a signature W. I do. And maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's hypocritical to sit there and go, hey, the Giants aren't good, but it's still a signature win. But I do. I believe it is. Monday Night Football on the road, and you ended the Giants season. You send a team to 0-2, you've basically given them a 90% chance of missing the playoffs. That matters. That means something. And I know it's ugly. I know the Lions don't win pretty, but you know what? Neither do the Seahawks. And they're lauded as one of these teams that everyone wants to be like. There's only one team in football that regularly and routinely wins pretty. It's the Patriots. Well, I'm not going to hold it against the Lions for not being the Patriots. They went and did something very few teams in the league are able to do right now. Again, what teams have gone out and taken care of their business both weeks? Seattle hadn't done it. Patriots haven't done it. Packers haven't done it. You've gone out, you've had 2 business trips, and you did what needed to be done. And I think there are signs there that this team now, they're showing you they're good. It's just whether they're great. And I'm not ready to go there. And I'm not ready to say your defense is elite. I think when you go out against a couple of broke bleep offenses, you have a tendency to look pretty good. But I don't think it's fair to be dismissive. Now, I got to figure out, can I go far enough to call this team a contender? And I'll tell you, after watching enough of the league here the first 2 weeks, there are not a lot of great teams. And maybe this is the right year. I don't know. But that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Go back to New York, you stain.
Okay. Angry Lion Fan. My God.